Hello there, my name's Thomas O'Regan. I'm a professional property investor here in Australia, and I wanted to highlight today why I think it's the easiest time to become wealthy in property today over the last 1,000 years. Now, let's look back 500 years ago. If 500 years ago there wasn't such thing as banks, there wasn't you couldn't go to a place and acquire debt, or you couldn't use debt to leverage to buy things. Okay, so 500 years ago, you simply had to make enough money to buy whatever you're trying to buy in cash. So if you were trying to buy a land in cash, it would be very difficult because you couldn't, for example, go to the bank and say, hey, I have a 10% deposit here. Please lend me the other 90% on it and I'll pay that back over the next 30 years. The whole leverage thing didn't exist. And leverage is the most powerful thing, the most powerful wealth creator when it comes to property investing. That's why I think property investing is better in terms of an investment vehicle and creating wealth as rapidly as possible than shares, because you're getting a leverage return. If your property is increasing by 7% a year, you're not getting a 7% per return. You're getting a return that is far higher than 7% depending on how much leverage you've used, because you're getting a 7% return on the value of the asset, not the value of the investment that you've put in yourself. Okay, so but anyway, so basically, and then if we look back 1,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago there wasn't even ability within the social framework for a normal person to buy property, to be a landlord. To be a landlord 1,000 years ago was a very rare thing for people. People that were landlords were either nobles or kings or dukes or whatever they were called, but basically a small handful of people within each town or state or country or whatever they called where they lived had the ability to be a landlord. It wasn't just something that any person could just come off the street and do and become. So today, honestly, a lot of people complain about why they can't get ahead. But if you look back through history, you can see today is the best and easiest time to get ahead, and we've just all become soft in reality, right? So a loser will think, I know I can't buy a property and it's too hard for me. If it was 50 years ago, I could have just bought a house for $11,000 like my grandparents, but it's not the case. It's not 50 years ago, but it is, and houses are not $11,000 anymore. It's very easy to connect all the dots in retrospect, but just know today is the easiest time to become wealthy in history. So society is becoming better. It's becoming easier for people to get ahead in life, and somehow that is, I don't know why, but it seems people are just going in the other direction. They're just becoming less aggressive and less ambitious than ever before. See you guys next time. Bye.